Folks, welcome back. So, what you're watching is footage from 2018 of Krakatoa when it had its series of events, setting off tsunamis and stuff as well. We had another event here. Krakatoa came to life again. Krakatoa, however you want to pronounce it. So we'll get to that when we get into our report here. So let's just come on over, open this up and get started. Welcome everybody. How's everybody doing tonight? Hope you're doing all good. Oh wait, I need to reset this. Let it sit on the 23rd. There we go. Let that load up real quick. Here's the 26th as it loads up. Not much activity. You can see the spire at the top coming off there. It's a slow motion, long duration event up here. Okay. Also, at the very beginning, you'll see this ghostly CME come off over here with a little object in it. So we'll go take a peek at that real quick. Actually, you can see it a little bit better when it's moving. You can see the little curved bow shock on the back side of it here. So when it comes around again. All right. Let me go just another frame or two. No, it was back. Well, either one of those I guess will do. Alright, let's try zooming in on this real quick. It's very faint, but it's another ghostly black core object right in here. You can see the back side of its bow shock and plasma building up on the back side of it. So, not much today, just this little event right here. Okay, let me back out of it. And then put this back into motion here. And just kind of let you watch. This one never finishes erupting, this spire right here. And even going into the 27th, it's still kind of there. So it's a slow, long duration CME, something big coming in up here or something possibly. Because these things always seem to kind of point, like I said, like a compass needle to an incoming magnetic field. See this one coming off over here as well. So something in these two regions here pretty soon. We had this little guy sneak through there, ghostly one sneak through there. Okay, now let's back out of this real quick and come back to, let's see, the 23rd, because we were supposed to have inbound energy from the 23rd hit today. And it doesn't seem like it hit today. And maybe it's just a glancing blow, and it wasn't much. But let this load up, and I'll point out it's this small one, or not small one, but it's kind of a ghostly one that comes out of this region right there at the very beginning. So this one coming around again, it opens up with that right there. That's the one I think is earthbound. You can see there was a lot of energy came off the sun that day. All right, some of it directed our way, some of it going other directions and stuff. But it was this one that we were expecting the energy to hit. I think it might still be on the way. It looks like it was moving a little slow, or maybe it just went further south and really impact us as hard as we thought. But so that was the inbound energy from the 23rd. Now we're going into the 27th now. So the energy that came off the sun on the 24th. So let's take a peek at the 24th here. So we know what to expect for tomorrow. And not much out of that one. That's going behind us off to the side. Not much coming down here. Just this little one kind of back behind us. This right there, that ghostly little bit is a little bit of energy. It's not a lot. Coming out right there. Yeah. All right, that looks like it's due to come our direction for the 27th. So depending on what happens here, we might have a big impact or just a slight impact from this one tomorrow. I'm not sure what happened with our inbound energy from the 26th, but we will see. So there's the 24th. That's the energy that's due to affect us tomorrow. Let's come on over here, scooch it on, zoom it on in. Thank you everybody for coming by tonight. Hopefully you're having a good night. You had a good day of shopping maybe. All right, putting along nice and calm right here. All right, came out of that round of a bunch of CMEs, and then it calmed down here. It's hugging the sea floor right here at the very end. We're having this little event right here. Let's see if we can take a peek at that real quick here. 27th. Take a peek into the future. Yeah, it's still just this slow motion CME coming off the top here. Okay, so I'm expecting something coming off here pretty soon. You can see it starting to roil. Something's moving in. This thing's pointing at something coming in. All right, so I expect to see something coming out of that region here pretty soon next. And over here where this little spike is on this side as well. All right, so let's go back over here. Boom. So that's our little event right here at the tail end. Okay, coming down, our M flare potential still 35%. X flare potential is 5. You're probably going to see that go up because of this sunspot region 3500 that's still beta gamma delta. That one's rotating around into the Earth strike zone now, so I could see them maybe bumping this up. The reason why it's so low is because the X-ray flux is so low. But hopefully nothing comes along and interacts with the sunspot and causes it to an X flare. For right now, it's at 5%, but I could see that maybe going up a little bit. All right, coming on down. This is not the report I wanted to read. Let's scooch on over here. Oh, we got to zoom out. Most important thing right about now these days is our auroras and how much energy we're taking in. Now right now it's mild. This band is, it's there. It's not really thin and wispy, so we are taking a mild little absorption right now. Nothing too strong, but that's good. The last time we were looking at it, it had red in there, and for a significant amount of time. So the Earth absorbed quite a bit of energy there at this event right here where our KP index went up to 6 right there. Okay, so this next wave comes in. I don't know what happened to this one on the 26th, if it's delayed or if it just went south of us or what. But when this next little bound of energy comes in on the 27th, you might see KP4, maybe 3 or something. It doesn't look like it's too bad. We'll kind of continue to monitor it. This region down here, can I get this pull up a little bit bigger? This region right down here is the 3500 beta delta gamma complex. All right, our positioning according to the sun, we're not right in the middle of the equatorial plane of the sun. We're south of it. So any kind of sunspots that are south of the equator are the ones that are really going to affect us, and that's that 3500 coming around to face us head on. So everybody pray on that one that it stays calm. It has been calm pretty much, so for being a beta gamma delta, that's very dangerous configuration there. All right, let's come on over here. This is the one I think I wanted to read. Okay, let's just zoom this in a little bit so you guys can see and read along if you would like. There we go. Arriving earlier than expected, a CME struck the Earth's magnetic field on November 25th. So maybe the one that we were all thinking was going to be the 26th is the one that arrived on the 25th. The impact sparked 15 hours of geomagnetic storming, mostly G1 minor, but with an interval of G2 moderate. Another CME might arrive today, November 26th. Okay, so they're expecting this one as well on the 26th, delivering a glancing blow that could re-energize the storm. All right, so we have yet to really see this This one that hit on the 26th, maybe it was a glancing blow and didn't do much. This aurora is really pretty. It's got orange in it. There's even like teal and different kinds of green in there. So that's like a rainbow type aurora. Usually they're like purple or green or red or white. So this aurora right here was pretty cool. It had the colors of the rainbow. And for you believers, you know what the rainbow represents. It's a sign of his covenant. And when you see rainbow in the auroras, especially, this is a pretty cool picture. Anyways, these went pretty far south, not as far south as, like, say, Arizona and Texas. But this storm is one of those storms that, it came down to middle or not low latitudes, but the mid-range latitudes up to Scotland and Europe and stuff. Okay, so let's move on to our Schumann resonance. Come on, Mr. Shu. Here we go. Scooch and pull and push and zoom. Do whatever we got to do to get this up close to you. All right. Not much really to see here. I just want to report we had that lull right here. Our secondary blast that we were expecting here on the 26th, this seems to be it. Okay? Not much. So that's good. That's actually good news. I was thinking it was going to be, one of these type of events, bigger, stronger, lasting longer. So our glancing blow, I guess, bing, caused a little core activity. We came out of it pretty fine. Still a little bit of scraping going on, but you can see our Schumann's still pumping along pretty strong right here, okay? Which is good. If we have another inbound wave coming, we want our magnetic field nice and strong. Okay, so that's good. Now we need to come over to the earthquake report. Look, no quakes. Oh my gosh. Nah, we gotta refresh that because there's quakes on there. All right, here we go. That's better. Boy, that looked kind of weird there, seeing the whole Earth blank like that. That was almost scary. All right, something I want to point out here. This region right here, where we have a lot of our deep quakes originating right here, causing energy to enter the system here. We haven't had a deep quake in this region in about 3 or 4 days now. All right, so all this residual energy is not from deep quake activity. It's there at the surface already. So entering the system is a 5.2 here at Vanuatu at a depth of 10. Okay, let's come on up here to this island. We have 4.5 at a depth of 23 right there. Okay. And we come over to this one right here. This is a 4.3 in the band of C. This is a little deeper at 162. So that's almost like a 4.4 or 4.5 at the surface, relative energy at the surface. 4.3 here at a depth of 120. 4.9 at a depth of 148. So there's that mid-range to 5 energy, mid-range 4 to 5 energy going up through the system, all right? Last night we were talking about quake dropping off here at Taiwan. Well, we have this one down here at the Philippines, 5.1 at a depth of 121. Then, just north of Taiwan, here's your 5.2, okay? So, and that's at a depth of 110. So your 5 to mid-range 5 energy creeping up through the system, even made it over on this side to our little quake swarm area. There's a 5.0 at a depth of 10 right there, all right? Now, as we pull back here, look at the rest, how empty and ready and primed it is for at least 5 energy to come up through here, all right? So I'm expecting, right along the coast of Japan, any of these focal points, a mid-range 5 to... mid-range 4 to a 5 through there. Also, we need to still consider the pent-up energy from the last blast, okay? So, when we were last talking, we were over here looking at the island of Java and the straits right here, okay? And I was talking about Krakatoa right here, possibly going off with all this new pressure that's coming up from below, and with the SO2 emissions from this area. We have Semeru and what's the other one? Ducono. Well, we have Semeru right here going off already. So it looked very very good chances for Krakatoa to go off. And I was talking about that last night, and lo and behold, today Krakatoa went off. Okay, and I'm not saying I predicted that or anything. I'm just trying to point out how this system works, and you see it operating. Okay, up here we were talking about a quake possibly in this area or a stronger one off this ridge right here. We have this little one. This is a 4.9 at a depth of 10. That's almost that 5 energy right there, creeping up through here, okay? The reason why we didn't get a quake here, I believe, is because we had our volcano go off. It relieved a lot of that pressure coming in, going up the system, and has cut down what was like 5 to mid-range 5 energy coming in, and now it's down to 4.9. All right, you don't see anything over here or up at this fulcrum point, so it doesn't look like much energy has either made it over this region. We have this 4.5 here. That was very early in the day, so that's like energy left over from yesterday that we were talking about. All right, so down here, now this one's important. This 5.6 at the Indian Ocean Triple Junction. Note Triple Junction. All right, that is another weak spot, or a fulcrum point. Let's just say that it's 3 fulcrum points in one. All right, there's one coming up, pointing up that way. There's another pointing this way, and then a wide angle one pointing that way. All right, so it's a 3-way junction, and that's where a lot of pressure gets distributed, shifted, directed, and that's another spot to look for earthquakes. And here we've had this 5.6 at a depth of 10. That's that energy being delivered down through the plate here, and all around. All these plates are adjusting right here at the junction and set off a 5.6. Over here at the Mid-Atlantic Ridge, we've got a 4.6 at a depth of 10. You got to remember, this is growing from the inside out. This plate is growing that direction, and that one is growing that direction. Molten lava and nickel is coming up through this rip in the Earth's crust, and that goes right through Iceland. Okay, that's why they're having their issues. Way up here, diverse quake on this ridge still on this crack, the Mid-Atlantic Ridge. There's a 4.5 at a depth of 10 way up here. Okay, so you can see our energy is making it to the Mid-Atlantic Ridge and dispersing there a little bit. This one down here is a 5.0 at a depth of 81. That one's kind of recent, all right? A lot of this energy that's been circulating around dumps off at this fulcrum point right here. So let's get into these quakes. The biggest of them being this one right here is a 5.0 at a depth of 172. This one is a 4.7 at a depth of 174. 4.1, 225 or 251. 4.9, 97. 4.5 at 25. And then this little guy, whatever that is, a 3.7. All right, so a good little clustering of quakes right here at our fulcrum point, distributing energy like it should. That's good. And nothing's too big or too serious. It's a bunch of mid-range quakes that help relieve pressure. 4.1 at a depth of 137. Nothing around the Cocos plate. Up here at the San Andreas is a 2.5. Here in California, 2.7. That's nothing. These are all little quakes. All right, so you see the open gap here from about here going up and around needs filling in with this 5 energy. See, all 3 of these are 5s right there. So 5 energy creeping up this way, possibly dumping one off here at Japan, maybe one up here at this fulcrum point. Something else to talk about, when we don't see energy jumping over this kink in the garden hose, there's volcanoes on this island right here that are relieving pressure. So as this pressure pushes up this way, expect to see these volcanoes possibly go off if we don't have the earthquake to relieve the pressure. Okay? So these open areas are primed for your next quake. Okay? Let's come on over here. You see over here in Europe, Mediterranean is just quiet, naked. It's due for inbound energy. None of this energy has really been... Well, we've had Mount Etna go off, which is funny because that went off as I was saying it during my live stream the other night. So I'm not trying to predict volcanoes. They just keep going off when I say them. All right. Good enough on the earthquake report. Now, our main topic tonight, the volcano. Where did my report go? Maybe it's this one. Thanks for hanging in there, folks. You guys are some troopers to hang out with this low-tech, unprofessional stream. Come on. Why is this jamming up now? Please, Lord. Oh, because we got a couch commercial. All right. Here's your report on Krakatoa. All right. That's the original, or that's today's image. That's the image of today's eruption, okay? There's no video. That's just one wispy little picture. That's why I showed you that video. And it's important. This video right here is important to kind of digest. Oh, come on. Can I switch from page to page? Come on. Please, Lord, let this work. All right. All I was trying to do is switch back to this as a reference. In this is a series of different eruptions back in 2018. All right, with this new pressure coming in and this vent having been opened again now. All right, it's opened again. We could be in for around, a series of volcanic eruptions, just like I showed you, possibly coming out of Krakatoa here to vent some of that pressure coming up from underneath. Okay, so boom, Krakatoa. Let's see. Let's read this. Krakatoa volcano. Renewed eruptive activity. Suddenly powerful explosion showered and illuminated the island with lava bombs. The eruptive activity returned back to the volcano today. 2 spectacular, sudden Vulcanian-style explosions appeared at the volcano tonight at about 9 p.m. local time. Glowing lava bombs showered the entire cinder cone and a considerable area of the island, as visible in the surveillance webcam. Both explosions generated perpendicularly rising ash-abundant jets about 800 to 100 meters above the vent. Eruptions occurred within a short time span. Okay, so there we go. We were just talking about that energy in that area and to watch out for Krakatoa. The potential's there, and sure enough, the next day it blew. Now back here, what do I want back here? Can I have the map back? Where's the map? I don't want to see dude's hairy chest. I want the map. Okay. All right. Well, never mind. That map, the volcano map, we should change this one to red to active now because we have another new active volcano. Oh, something else to point out. Some of the other ones that I was mentioning to watch out for because of their sensitivity to the inbound energy. Uh, Volcanoes like Popocatépetl, whatever, and Krakatoa. All right, Semeru is the other one there on Java that's going off. All right, Reventador. So these were ones Fuego that I was mentioning to watch out for, and they're the ones that went off as well. Okay, so it's the pressure underneath from the inbound energy from the sun that causes these guys to have to vent. And if they're blocked up, you'll see a quake. If the quake doesn't happen, then you'll see a volcano in the region go. Okay, so that's enough for the forecast or the volcanoes there. Let's get on over to the forecast. All right, there's that. Let me just go ahead and start this loop and roll it up there for you. All right, not much really to report on here. This thing, when it comes together and goes through the nation there, that's the main one to kind of be concerned about. Some storms entering the Pacific Northwest up in here, Northern California there. And then when that loop finishes, we'll do a quick little report. That one's way out in the future right there, so. But let's back up. All right, there we go. Current conditions right now. We still have severe weather here in around New York City and Long Island and everything. The southern east part of New York State. Snow way up there in Canada. Backside of this secondary trough. You see the secondary trough band right here? There's snow and cold air right on the backside of it. So there's rain right in that area and snow on the backside. Severe weather. A lot of it going offshore now. But then as we go through this is the nighttime into the morning of the 27th, you see the potential for severe weather shift from New York up here to New England here area and up into Maine. Still tons of snow back there, that low. You see these millibars right here, how tight together they are? That's high winds. So high winds, lots of snow, flash flooding, large hail, heavy rains. It's gonna be quite a wallop right there in the morning hours of tomorrow. Then it skirts up through Nova Scotia in the noontime, and then leaves by sundown, the end of convection there. And the rest of the country is pretty clear from the sundown the 27th through nighttime, the morning of the 28th, morning of the 29th. We have this small little impulse approaching the California coast there. Noontime, but it dissipates by sundown. Then we get into the morning of the 30th here. This moisture creeping up out of the Gulf into Texas here, the morning of the 30th. Gaining strength by the noontime with severe weather in the ocean coming up towards it. You could possibly be seeing waterspouts making landfall here at Louisiana-Texas border right there. Also in tornadoes possible, severe weather possible in Arkansas up in there. This is the end of convection. This is when the sun goes down and you're supposed to be at their tallest. Then it shows it kind of not dissipating, but spreading out at night. During the nighttime hours, this low starts to spin and rotate up. That will cause the chance for tornadoes. When this is spinning, we got rotation already in the area. Severe weather right here across Louisiana going into Mississippi, then Mississippi into Alabama, back here into Kansas and Missouri in the mornings of December 1st. There's the noontime December 1st, the end of convection or sundown, and then by the nighttime of December 1st is kind of moving out and offshore again. So this event right here, depending on what comes off the sun today, will affect the 30th. Here's the 30th, all right? We already got this chance for severe weather. Let's pray the sun stays quiet today and doesn't add any undue stress or energy to these storms already. Okay, so that's the main one to kind of watch for December 1st. Okay, then after that, few impulses hitting the Pacific Northwest up here. Sometimes there's a potential for severe weather here and there for the second. Hopefully you can see the little yellow dots in there. All right, then there's the morning or the noon time of the 3rd. So as the 3rd starts, the morning time, this thing starts to come on shore with severe weather. It blossoms in the noon time right there, even hitting the north coast of California, up into Washington, Seattle, Oregon. Then it kind of splits. Some of that energy comes down the coast, and the rest kind of goes up here into Montana by the sundown of the 3rd. And then by nighttime of the 3rd, it moves up into Montana, dumping snow, a little bit of rain to Northern California. Moving this way into the country, it has snow on the backside, but not too much out in front of it. Another little band coming in here with severe weather. Gets really gnarly right there. Potential for ice storms in this one, December 4th at the end of convection there. And then that's the nighttime of the 4th. So let's back up a couple. From the morning of the 4th, this storm landing in the Pacific Northwest on the 4th gets pretty intense on the coastline at noon, flares up at convection at nighttime. It even stays there. Lots of snow, icing events, everything all mixed in right there at the nighttime of the 4th, going into the morning of the 5th, still in Oregon there. The noon, convection, the nighttime of the 5th, and now the morning of the 6th. See some of this snow on the backside hitting when this storm moves through here on the 5th. You see some of that snow rotating around on the backside right here and getting the New England again. And just little spits and sputters, impulses. This is so far out in the future, but this thing right there could potentially be a monster on the 11th. But that's too far out into the future. So many things, variables come in and mess these things up anymore, so it's kind of hard to predict. All right, so there was your solar, space, weather, volcano, earthquake report. Before we wrap that up real quick, ones to watch here still are Krakatoa, Semeru, which is right next to it. These ones in Mexico, Fuego and Popo. I'm just going to shorten it to Popo. And Reventador. Those are the ones to watch too, because they're easily spurred by any kind of energy. I wanted my map back. Where's my map? Oh well. Let's see if I can just get the map. Interactive map. Come on. This is the map I was looking for. Let's just go to this real quick. So here's the map that has the active and potential or minor activity. All right. So what was Krakatoa that was yellow is now turned red on this map. Okay. These other ones that are in yellow, those have the potential to go active and become go red and become active and turn red on this map. All right. There we go. You can't really zoom in on this map, unfortunately, but I can put the link in the description after I'm done with this. You guys can come over here. But everything in red is already in eruption. All right. So when that impulse energy comes in, all of these guys that are already in eruption phase start to go off even more. All right, the ones that are minor activity, those are the ones that might become more active. All right, and Krakatoa did. All right, we all kind of saw that pressure in the area, and it was understandable why that went off. You guys could have predicted that one as well. You were right along with me for that one. Okay, no. Let's get out of that. Let's come on over and do our spiritual report tonight. Part you guys probably been waiting for. Come on now, computer. Please, Lord, let this work. All right, give it a second here. Come on. Here it comes, slowly but surely. Hey, at least this computer works. My last one is possessed and just will only show one thing. And why is this not showing anything? There we go. All right, so the other night I was showing you some of these cloud videos, the faces in the clouds. I got thousands and thousands and thousands of pictures. So many pictures of my computer is jammed up, and I can't even get to them anymore. So what I can access is some of the videos I've already made. This is just another sample of one of the UFOs that was captured during one of these photo sessions. I was photographing something in the clouds, and this showed up. Here, let's just I'll even kind of put the audio on for you real quick. Oops. See the structure? You can see the rim of it right here. A little dome going over the top. And as I zoom in even closer on this, I want you to look right here. You can notice there's a little break in this circle that something's dropping out of this. We'll pull it up a little bit. And it appears to be dropping some kind of sphere or round object right here is emanating from this little craft. Can you see it there maybe a little better? Zoom in a little bit more. Pull back. Okay, and that was just sitting there as I'm taking pictures of these clouds. Okay, on to the next. Okay, in this one we have a giant butterfly man with his wings spread. The edge of the wings come all the way down to the bottom of his feet, up here, all the way down, all out like this and in. Okay, then you can see his legs spread here. Okay, here's his torso, and he seems to be pulling his chest apart, exposing a face inside of his chest. And I'm going to zoom in on this. Alright, this one you can't really see too well. Oh, here's this other face real quick. His groin. Back. So I've got some more pictures to show you here, and I was noticing this white tube-looking structure in the clouds, so I snapped a few pictures of it. Alright, I think the camera's capturing it pretty well right now. Can you guys see this face right here? With an eye, another eye, the nose, the mouth, the ear. Can you guys see this face right there? There's a face in the clouds looking at this shaft of light coming out of the clouds. This is a shaft of clouds that have been illuminated by the sun, appearing as a shaft of light in the sky. As you look here, you can notice there's some kind of face right here looking back at this shaft of light here in the sky. And we'll zoom in just a little bit. You can't go in too tight on it. But there's a face right there looking at this shaft of light. Or whatever else it may be there. Okay, on to the next. Just real quick before we move on here. This would be the head. Here's an eye and an eye. Here's his nose and his mouth right here. Here would be the ear and the neck coming down, and then the shoulders dropping away. So you would be able to see the face there. Okay, on to the next. Okay, here we have another one, which appears to be another face here. Looks like it's dropping out of the sky. I'll zoom in a little bit here, because this face has an eye, a real eye, a mouth with real teeth in there, and then a little goatee hanging off here, and this long nose, probably because he's here. Or just could be some kind of entity with a, long nose. But there's this face that I captured in the sky. Okay, on to the next. Okay, in this shot, there's a little tiny UFO over here. I'm going to start zooming in on it here. It's this little black speck right here. Hopefully the camera's picking this up. Okay, see this little black speck I'm zooming in on? Okay, you can see the structure. You can see the rim of it right here. The little dome going over the top. And as I zoom in even closer on this, I want you to look right here. You can notice there's a little break in this circle that something's dropping out of this. We'll pull it up a little bit. And it appears to be dropping some kind of sphere or round object right here is emanating from this little craft. Can you see it there maybe a little better? Zoom in a little bit more. Pull back. Okay, and that was just sitting there as I'm taking pictures of these clouds. Okay, on to the next. Let's see, this butterfly man. Okay, in this one we have you can make out his... Now, this one's hard to see. If you came over here to the video, you might be able to see it a little bit better. Or was it at the very beginning where there's a good shot of it? Anyways, there's a giant crop circle, like the biggest one ever, is of a butterfly man. A man with butterfly wings with his legs spread. And this is the same image in the clouds. It's the same character, the butterfly man with antennas coming off of his head. And he's got his wings spread, and his hands are actually tearing into his chest and pulling his chest open, and the face of Jesus is protruding from his chest. It doesn't capture it very well on this, but that was something else I wanted to show you. Is a lot of these UFOs following me everywhere I go. All in my pictures. Every time there's some event going on in the sky, there's a UFO somewhere close by or whatever. And I've noticed also that I've noticed also in other people's UFO videos that the clouds in the background have faces. So these UFOs seem to be kind of getting your attention sometimes to look up to the sky and possibly see what's behind the little speck, the little UFO, and possibly see the giant face in the clouds that's behind it. All right. So, there's our image. Probably, you know what, I'm going to change it to the other one. It's a little bit more defined for our viewers who have not visually seen this correctly. Howdy folks, welcome back. So I was going to do it one more time here. Let's enhance it even more. There we go. Now you can really clearly... Alright, right there, we got it filtered. Let me enlarge this a little bit. Alright, now it kind of makes the face stand out and the crown stand out a little bit more. Alright, that's the same image, just filtered a little bit better to darken it up a little better so you can make out the image a little bit better. That's probably about the best that it gets right there. Okay, hopefully you tilt your head to the right, you can see there's Jesus with his crown on Easter. I can't stipulate that enough. This event happened on Easter. That's the most that's almost more valuable than the image itself, is the fact that it happened on Easter. That's what blew me away. Alrighty, here. Let me get some light going for our reading here. Tell somebody's been enjoying these readings, so I'm going to continue doing them. Alright. Let me get situated here. Alright. Let thankfulness rule in your heart. As you thank me for blessings in your life, a marvelous thing happens. It's as if the scales of your eyes enabling you to see, it's as if the scales fall off of your eyes, enabling you to see more and more of my glorious riches. With your eyes thus opened, you can help yourself to whatever you need from my treasure house. Each time you receive one of my glorious gifts, let your thankfulness sing out in praises to my name. Hallelujahs are the language of heaven, and they can become the language of your heart. A life of praise and thankfulness becomes a life filled with miracles. Instead of trying to be in control, you focus on me and what I'm doing. This is the power of praise, centering your entire being in me. This is how I created you to live, for I made you in my own image. Enjoy abundant life by overflowing with praise and thankfulness. Rest in deep assurance of my unfailing love. Let your body, mind, and spirit relax in my presence. Release into my care anything that is troubling you, so that you focus your full attention on me. Be awed by the vast dimensions of my love for you, wider, longer, higher, and deeper than anything you know. Rejoice that this marvelous love is yours forever. The best response to this glorious gift is a life steeped in thankfulness. Every time you thank me, you acknowledge that I am your Lord and provider. This is the proper stance for a child of God, receiving with thanksgiving, bringing me the sacrifice of gratitude, and watch to see how much I bless you. Thankfulness and trust are like close friends who are always ready to help you. When your day looks bleak and the world seems scary, it's time to rely on these faithful friends. Stop for a moment and take some deep breaths. Look around you, searching for beauty and blessings, and thanking me for what you find. This connects you with me in a wonderful way. Speak to me in glowing terms about the many good gifts I've provided. Make the effort to thank me with enthusiasm, regardless of how you're feeling. As you persist in expressing your gratitude, you'll find yourself becoming joyful. It's also helpful to frequently voice your trust in me. This reminds you that I am with you and I am absolutely reliable. There are always areas of your life where you need to trust me more fully. When hard times come, view them as opportunities to expand the scope of your trust by living in faith in these challenging seasons. Don't waste the opportunities. Use them to come closer to me. I welcome you warmly with open arms. You love me because I first loved you. The truth is that you were dead in your sins, completely unable to love me, until my spirit worked in the depths of your being to make you spiritually alive. This enables you to repent of your sinfulness and receive not only eternal life, but also everlasting love. As you ponder this miraculous gift of salvation, let gratitude rise up within you and fill you with joy. Thankfulness is so very important for your growth in grace. It opens your heart and mind to my word, enabling you to increase your wisdom and understanding. A thankful attitude helps you discover a myriad of blessings I shower upon you, even in the midst of hard times. A grateful heart protects you from discouragement and self-pity. It heightens your awareness of my continual presence and helps you grasp more fully the vast dimensions of my love for you. So nurture well your thankfulness. Your gratitude will nourish your love for me, making it grow bright and strong. All right. So hopefully there's some words of encouragement there, and You guys are understanding that your your thankfulness for the sacrifices made is what really gets your prayers answered. I rarely ask for things in my prayers. It's usually I come across something during the day that I see was his handiwork, and I immediately just say, "Hey, thank you. I recognize that was your handiwork, and thank you." And I don't ask for more. I know more is coming. I know his ways. I know how he works. So you really, for me, I don't really have to go asking a lot in my prayers. They're already answered. He knows what you want. He knows your heart and your desires. So when praying, it's more acknowledging his sacrifice, the pain, the humiliation, everything he went through, the sacrifice that he did, so we could be, forgiven of our sins and still have this life, this wonderful life that we lead. It seems hard and arduous sometimes, but compared to some other people on the planet, we're truly blessed. So I just the thankfulness is a good thing to start off with in your prayers. So that's what I learned through my experiences, and that's how I was able to get to this point where this stuff starts happening to me. Okay, and it was all because I recognized his handiwork and said, "Hey, I saw that. That was you. That was you doing that." And I recognized that and said thank you for it, and gave him the credit. The moment you do that, all sorts of doors start opening for you. Okay, spiritual doors, not just material stuff. Everybody's so wrapped up in material stuff, and that's why sometimes you're not getting what you want. You gotta pray for what God wants, right? Or for what Jesus wants. Then your prayers will be answered. If you pray along His will, then you'll see your prayers come true. Okay? I think that's it for tonight. Is that it for tonight, Lord? We done? Volcano images? No, no more volcano images. We're going to leave it right there. But everybody just stay on alert. There's still that potential out there for a big quake. There's still that potential out there for those semi-active volcanoes to become more active. The ones that are already active to start venting more and more. Okay? So just keep an eye on your weather too. Even though it looked pretty clear there for a while, it could change at a moment's notice. So just stay aware. I'm going to look through the chat here at the end. Thank you, Leslie and Richard and Michelle and Tiger's Eye. What exactly are we supposed to be worried about? You're not supposed to be worried about anything. That was Tammy. Thank you, Tammy. Yeah, that's the reason for this image, is to take away that worry. Isai. I'm just going to call you Isai because it's the only way to pronounce it. Thank you for coming. Who else is here? Leslie, Michelle. All right. Yeah, most of my locals. Sherry, Tammy. All right, looks like... Oh, and Hopkinson. Thank you, Hopkinson. Thank you for everybody that shares and stuff, too. I'm not a very big channel. I only get like 300 views, and this is probably like the most important information in the world. And with only 300 people to share it, you see how vital you guys are, okay? And I keep telling you guys, you're one in a million, because you are. This country got over 300 million in it, and I only get around 300 views. That makes you guys one in a million. So you are special. You're the elite. The others are criminal. Okay? So that's it for tonight. I love you all. God bless you all. I miss you all. And until my next video, my next show, I'll be back. I am